Welcome to Inside APD. I am Officer Kimberly Fretwell and currently assigned to the Crime Prevention Unit. We have a great show this week, so let's get right to it. The Rec After School program, which has been so successful, ended the school year with a basketball game matchup that featured the Arlington Police Department versus Lamar High School students. Here's the details of what the Rec was all about. I'm so excited today because we have the final day of the Rec. The Rec is a combination of North Davis Church of Christ, the police department, and Lamar High School kids. They come here to play basketball, to study, to eat, and to drink, and it's just a great place for them to be. They're off the streets, they're getting some good exercise in, and again, it's a place where they can get some mentorship from all these great volunteers here at North Davis Church of Christ. We have the police officers here they can interact with as well. And Daryl Lanford, who's the youth minister here at North Davis Church of Christ, also kind of talks to them and interacts with them. Today, we're going to have a basketball game between the police chiefs, our fourth watch officers, our entertainment district officers, along with the high school kids. It should be a great game, and I'm super excited.
As you can see, Team APD is having a difficult time in scoring the basket. We did do a substitution, and again, we lost the ball.
The Rec came about for the past few years. We've had issues at the Walgreens right across the street from Lamar High. Kids were just hanging out there, getting into trouble. There was some drugs, there was fighting, there was gangs. So we wanted to come up with an idea how the kids could get off the streets and be in a safe environment for a few hours before parents got off from work and kids had to go home. So what we decided to do was partnership with the ACPAAA program, partnership with the police department, and get the kids here in a safe environment where they could play, interact, and just have a great time. I had the wonderful opportunity to interview Stephen Heyman, pastor of Mosaic of Arlington. There is so much great work going on in our community that we wanted to take the time to share with our viewers. Thank you for joining us today on Inside APD. We have with us today Pastor Stephen Heyman. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting us to come. I've been a pastor here in the city since 1992 at 3 different churches, Grace Baptist, Grace Community, and then we started a church called Mosaic of Arlington just a few years ago. We're now located directly across the street from Arlington High School on the corner of Cooper and Park Row. It's a fairly small community, about 150 people, but we have a huge vision for the world, and we love Arlington, Texas.
So what kind of work do you do with our young people?
There's a lot. Obviously, as the lead pastor of Mosaic, I'm doing work with our whole community. But we do have a youth team, our mixed team, and they're doing a lot of work with Arlington High School students in particular. So we have after-school programs and after-school tutoring. We serve a lunch for high school students once a month with about 300 to 400 kids that come to get a free burger, meet some new friends, and then hear a message of grace and truth. We also have partnered together with other churches within about a baseball's throw of Arlington High School to put together an organization called Serve AHS. So this is churches like Prince of Peace, Grace Lutheran, Epworth United Methodist, University Baptist, Mosaic, and then Grace Community Church. We're all working together. We're pooling our resources, pooling our volunteers to make sure that the faculty and the staff and the student population of Arlington High School really feels embraced by the faith community around them.
So where do you see the partnership going as far as with what you're doing in ministry work and with law enforcement?
One of the things that we have to do, for me anyway, and for my faith groups, is that we submit to you, we respect you, and we pray for you. That's a silent partnership, right? So I'm submitting to you, I teach my kids, I teach our people that you see an officer in uniform, you respect that. There's also a verbal partnership, so we can have communication with different officers. I've met with multiple officers about the homeless population in Central Arlington. How do we deal with that together? So there's verbal partnerships where we're just talking together. Then there's active partnerships where you may come on board with ACAP, or you may say, you know, we want to work together on this particular project to erase teen homelessness in the city. And so whether it's a silent partnership where you're respecting officers, you're honoring them, praying for them, a verbal partnership where you're speaking together and making sure open lines of communication are happening, or whether it's an active partnership, putting arm in arm together and saying, hey, we can be better together.
Right.
All 3 of those are needed. And I would hope that other pastors and other city leaders, community faith leaders would get together and say, you know what, we can adopt Lamar.
Absolutely.
We can adopt Martin.
Right.
We can adopt Sam. If that stuff were to happen and the faith leaders were to come together with the community leaders, specifically at the high school level, I think you would see some amazing progress.
Absolutely.
In grades and attendance. I think you'd see amazing progress in identity issues. Crime rates would most likely go down. And so you want to change your city, you start with your kids.
Absolutely. What a great interview. If you are interested in partnering with the Arlington Police Department, there's no better time than right now. School is almost out, the youngsters are playing outside, and there's lots of opportunity, whether through our volunteer program or just simply doing your part in making Arlington better. If you have success stories, we want to hear about them. Email us or call us. We'd love to share your story on future episodes of Inside APD. Our Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association held their annual fundraiser this past weekend at Fry's Electronics. What a huge success this was. They sold more than 2,800 hot dogs and countless sodas. As a matter of fact, they actually closed up early when they ran out of food and drinks. This raises much needed money for all of their community outreach efforts. Are you connected? There's multiple ways to get the information that you need. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to Nixle to stay connected with all of the happenings in your neighborhood. Don't forget to join our conversation 24/7, 365.